I'm so tired. My head aches, and I'm just. You know, this second half of the second season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was frustrating for all the wrong reasons. When when you make a spy series, let's call it that because it resembles such, I want it to be kind of simple, you know. The good organization, the bad organization, and the weekly random villains. That's and maybe a secret inner core in one of the organizations. That's enough. It's because following a spy series is not just what happens, but who has what motivations. And when you start to have multiple factions, you start to lose who is with who is motivated to do what, and it's just a headache inducing. It's makes you blink. It overheats your brain. If you watch it weekly, one episode a week, you won't remember squat. You might watching it, but you won't understand it. And if you binge it, your head will explode. So, 10 episodes a day, what I did with this, is just not reasonable. So, but, and the retcons, and I guess this series was made renew season by seasons, and maybe a brief outline for a couple of seasons, maybe only just one season forward. And even inside a season, the episode weekly, you can just adjust the details to the corporate politics and the general politics and the audience popularity and that kind of stuff. It's and they are not good. Marvel is this is ABC, but Marvel, I mean Disney was willing to cooperate with them pretty closely. They let Lady Civil, whatever, but Asgardian woman, Thor's love interest, supposed love interest, who will be nothing, to go into the show, and like the last 3 episodes is playing out right after Age of Ultron, what I guess Age took like a couple of hours at most. And the Inhumans should have appeared there, because there was a prophecy about it for them, and you know that seemed pretty important, but I guess wasn't. And the motivation, well, let me try to get who are the factions in this half a season. There is our Shield. There is the mad guy from the previous season, you know, the father of the protagonist lady. He assembles Villain 6 or whatever the Spider-Man villains were, whatever. And there you start to see the budgetary concerns, because it's very obvious they don't give lines to these people because that would cost them money. Very disturbing. People are just sitting there with all kinds of superpowers and whatnot. Of course, they don't have superpowers. No, they just have enhanced human abilities. Yeah, sure, absolutely. You get some steroids and you get great bars, just three pushed into each other and just walk through it because that's realistic. No, not even someone like who was the world's strongest man, the black wrestler, Mark Henry, or whoever you want. It's just nonsense. I have another problem with the lady who substituted her, I think, bones with scalpels, the tiny medical knives. And she got from the Shield gloves because she has now these blades at the end of her fingertips. But even if that is permanent adjustment, alteration of the body, that's why I guess she changed her bones. Why not just cut off the blades? Makes it easy. That wouldn't be a real problem. But my main concern is these people, very super powered people, I mean, you know what I mean, I left behind without a second thought. No mention of the just left on the street. One of them, if can't even speak, just shouts, it's exactly that, like that inhuman in wherever, says something and you die. That's his exact power. He shouts and everyone falls unconscious. It's not killing them, but you see the point. And that is one of the other points I want to bring up. The whole of this half season is the plot of the original X-Men trilogy. We have evil senator, we have an extermination plan for the supers, we have resistance from the supers, of course pushed to the extreme, and everyone is just mixing, and it's a whole lot of chaos. Fuck off. They even gave the spiky skin superpower to one of them. And talking about powers, the spiky thing is the woman in the flower dress. In the end, she can dream the future, but the next minute she can do it when awake. But that power before that was given to a protagonist lady. But now, 5 minutes later, she doesn't have that. Only the woman in the flower dress has. Makes it easy. Anyway, I could pretty much predict all the importances and kind of the character arcs and all that kind of stuff just from the pay grade of the actors hired in this half season. Seriously. I saw Lee and Dachman, I know it's what will happen. The only character, actor, boss I liked here is the Twin Peaks guy. He's great. He's giving the performance of lifetime. Seriously, I don't like the person. He's serviceable, in Dune. I saw him and probably some other stuff. But this is great. Absolutely, give him an Oscar or Golden Globe or whatever. But the rest are just kind of, TV acting. Now the woman in the dress has the agenda of her own. She wants to be the leader of the Inhumans, as she cannot go amongst the humans or whatever because now she's ambitious or whatever. Okay, I can work with that. I can make it slip. Then she turns into the, oh, okay, I will just be a consultant or whatever. Then she's just okay. Then there is the other shield, because you know the shield just got re-established under Carson. But no, it's actually there was another part of the shield that established itself through political connections, because they had better political connections, I guess. But obviously no one in the high government and whoever Carlson's group interacted with never heard about that shield. And that shield has its own unique problems. And one is, I'm really frustrated with this, and I try to not make my head blow up, and try to remember this all things, because there is a lot I want to give you. It is just look at the symbols of them. I I instantly ran and checked it on the internet. And they are the Confederalist shield, not even conservative. No, they are straight out have the conservative symbol. Fuck you. You can make peace with these people. They are fascist. They are Nazi. They want to kill you. You cannot negotiate with a party that comes to kill you because they think they are superior and you have no right to exist. There is nothing to negotiate with. And they act all the way to the end like that, like the Trump administration, with a slightly moderate leader, a more conservative, charismatic person, not a low IQ madman. But they are the conservative 2025 agenda. Kill everybody, control everybody, oppress everybody. There is something unknown, first shoot, then we steal the rubble. Whatever we can rescue from the people we just shot into pits. But because of politics, at the end they make him like reasonable and negotiable and someone who you can discuss with and live with. No, I don't accept that. But sure, let's make the Inhumans to some radical terrorist group. At least a leader who somehow, by the way, the series forgets its own lore, because the leader is a self-regenerating infinite life witch or something like that. Her organs were used to rejuvenate that Hydra leader. But at least that's the first half of the season. But at the end, it just they put it in a jar, so the husband, the mad guy, could put everything back in place and just had to suck the life out of people. Make some sense! For fuck's sake, you don't even know your own season, half season. And now the Hydra wasn't even there because make it easy. And that's how those shields compromised. They infiltrate each other and make their machinations, and the leaders meet and we are good, we are good. Fuck you, what's this, Twilight? You know, the final movie when the fascist people came in? Vampires, I mean. Fuck you. Then, what do we have? We have some... We have an ending like the Incredible Hulk had, you know, some things in distributed stuff, so maybe people will become definitely not X-Men. We sue everyone who says X-Men because these people are not even now they don't turn into these super powered individuals because of alien DNA. No, now the machine is just speeding up their evolution to a million year and turn into these, not X-Men, definitely not X-Men. And if we are talking Inhuman, there are the Inhumans. I mean, from the Inhuman series. These Inhumans seems to be a different faction of Inhumans. They are not immortal, and they live in the earth and stuff, and Inhumans live on the moon or some shit, at least I heard people when it came out and everyone hated that series. At least that's only 8 episodes, because I will watch it. But you know what I will watch too? I'm just grasping for straws for some of the things. Werewolf by Night, because I think protagonist lady says, oh, he or she is like a werewolf. You know, the legend. So it's really just grasping on for straws, but sure, why not watch it? I mean, according to any source, it has no connection to any of the MCU projects, so why not? I I will either not watch it at all, like the What If series, because why bother, or watch it because this flimsy excuse. So yeah, that's this season is just, and of course there was the guy who betrayed our original group, and he worked already for everybody, so he just went away and whatever. And there was that Agent 33 who had this nanomask melted on her face. That gets repaired, and you know the big deal is between her and the guy is that, how I say it, that the guy wants to be honest, and that's his shtick, and so you don't need the mask. Although the doctor who fixes her face says you cannot remove the mask, he cannot solve that. But the next minute, because makes it easy, she just removes the mask, and she's all burnt and disfigured and all that. And based on this, with the guy who is, you know, becomes a great character, they have a relationship. Next minute, and the mask can have like three faces, very 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 good, and there is a thingy here. I don't know the English word. There is that the amnesiac woman, with the disfigured face, does, doesn't remember who she was, and there is no photo of her because she was a shield agent and all that kind of stuff. Mm, Next episode, she has her own face on this nano thingy, and she's running around with that despite the whole arc was that self-acceptance thing that she should walk around without the nanomask. You make it sense, I cannot. So there is this wall jumping around with motivations and plot points that are assigned to one character and suddenly it's for the other. And the hardships just disappear at a whim. That's not normal. What are we even talking about? I just have no real idea. Yeah, and there is the wall, because we can't have nice things. Even the shield, Carlson's group. Turns out they even have an inner circle. Because, ooh, I looked weird. So, turns out that, but makes it easy. It was just Carlson making a helicarrier instead of re-establishing S.H.I.E.L.D. What was the point? Without an organization? And why is a helicarrier a good thing? I mean, that's big, expensive, and pretty useless. It doesn't have cloaking, I don't know where does it get its fuel, and it's big. And it's just a big, expensive mega project that government does to distract the population, overspending on the budget for no use. What? I have no idea why a helicarrier. It doesn't have cloaking. Even if it had cloaking, it is way too big, and I don't know how it gets fuel, and if it gets shut down, it's easy to shut down. We saw it's easy to shut it down. So why build one? I don't know. I'm a bit desperate for this show. Why? What? Was there anything else aside, the constant fist fighting? How much I hate that thing. But there was Agent May, she was presented as a super agent who can fight through a horde of enemies. Her character is ruined, trashed, retconned, whatever you want to call it. It was suspicious that by plot convenience, when the plot demands, she just can't be the super soldier she was supposed to be. You know, like looking away when she clearly has to point a gun to someone, or not pulling the trigger when she obviously that's the only thing she was supposed to do because she had one job. No, so the legend was started with that she was the cavalry because she went in to fight 150 or 100 people with, on a horse with a rifle or two guns, whatever. I mean pistols. But that was changed to a hostage situation with 20 people. Now it turns out it was a hostage situation where there was only one hostage, and while there were like 30 people there was only 5 or 6 hostage taker, and she didn't really do anything special. She just shot a kid because she had superpower and misused it, and they had to solve the situation because the kid was eating sauce or something like that. It's just bullshit. Now she's just average Joe. And the cavalry wasn't even her, but the 25 SWAT commando who were sent in. It's lame. So, there is Werewolf by Night, the Inhuman series, and the Avengers Age of Ultron, Hours of Ultron to watch right now. We will come back.